Recently, Israeli archaeologists discovered spectacular treasures off the coast of Israel. The ancient finds open a window into what life was like in the early Christian church. At the entrance of the harbor of Cezareea, divers from the Israel Antiquities Authority made a rare discovery.
To find two different shipwrecks mixed together on the same site in a difference of more than 1,000 years. To try to imagine that the ship was wrecked in the Roman period at the site, and then 1,000 years later another ship was wrecked maybe on the top of it or in the air of it. It was really interesting.
In one area, Sharvit and his partner found both bronze coins from the 3rd century and silver coins from the 14th century.
They are amazing, actually, from our point of view, because they are telling a story. It's not only the artifacts, it's the whole story of all the shipwreck. What is the ship were doing there? The period, what was the position or the situation of what was happening with the ship.
The treasures also included a bronze eagle figurine, a symbol of Roman rule, and a red gemstone with the carving of a lyre, or what's known as David's harp. In the book of 1 Samuel from the Bible, it says David played his harp for King Saul. They also found a gold ring with the reference from the New Testament. This is the Good Shepherd ring found in the shipwrecks in the Mediterranean, and it helps tell the story of early Christians in the city of Caesarea during the Roman Empire.
As we know, the symbol of the Good Shepherd is one of the first symbols of Jesus, and actually the idea of the Good Shepherd was adopted by the most of the local population who actually were looking forward into the new religion, because in the Old Testament we actually have the reference to the Good Shepherd and his herd.
The ring also tells a story about Christians from Caesarea nearly 1,700 years ago.
To find a ring from the 3rd century when Christianity basically was still underground. Christians were persecuted during the 3rd century. It's only 100 years later, under Constantine, that Christianity becomes a state religion. So this is a ring of a Christian who lived in a period that Christians were still persecuted and killed, even in Caesarea. I think we have a pretty dramatic find here.
Very simple, very laconic, just the male figure bearing the lamb on his shoulders. Almost exactly the same image we can see on the walls of the catacombs in Rome, in the area where actually the services took place.
The artifacts, coins, and ring help reconstruct the puzzle of Caesarea's past.
The ring is fantastic, of course. I mean, we often find coins from the Roman period. You know, archaeology is like a puzzle. You take different elements, and the wonderful thing in archaeology is that you can piece things together. You know, we have the site, we have the coins, we have the ship, and then this beautiful ring. And everything suddenly comes together.
The ring also makes a personal connection.
This ring connects you to the people, right? Like, especially when you find something, I'm talking about just myself, when I see something like that, it's something which is very personal in a way, right? You try to imagine the particular person who was wearing this ring, what were his thoughts or beliefs. It's really touching. I'm not a religious person by myself, but when I see something like that, I feel this connection to someone who lived hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
The discoveries also reveal the port of Caesarea had a longer history than previously thought.
Because some of the people, or some of the archaeologists were thinking that the harbor was collapsed in the 1st century AD. Now we realize that the commerce and the ship were coming from all over the Mediterranean, also to Caesarea, in a later period, especially in the late Roman and early Byzantine periods.
Caesarea played a prominent role in the early church. The book of Acts documents the first Christian baptism of a non-Jew happened there, and from Caesarea, the Apostle Paul helped take the gospel to the world.
Alpha.